In the UK, the race to become the British Prime Minister is heating up. Two of the top candidates, Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt, both spoke at a leadership event in Birmingham Saturday. Mr. Johnson found himself in the midst of a controversy after police were called to his home Thursday night for an alleged disturbance with his girlfriend. BBC's political correspondent Vicki Young has the latest.
Have you ruined your chances of becoming Prime Minister, Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson, why were police outside your house last night?
He's been accused of hiding from scrutiny, avoiding detailed answers about his policies on Brexit and tax.
I cannot hide it from you that we meet in dark days for our party, and I have never known us to be down at 17 points in the polls.
Today, the questions were more personal, as Boris Johnson faced hundreds of Conservative Party members and was asked why police had been called to his flat in the early hours of Friday morning.
I don't think they want to hear about that kind of thing, unless I'm wrong. I think, forgive me, I think what they want to hear is what my plans are for the country and for our party.
Police were called to the flat Boris Johnson shares with his girlfriend Carrie Simmons after neighbours reported hearing an angry row and were concerned about her welfare. A neighbour passed on a recording to the Guardian newspaper. It's reported a woman could be heard screaming and saying, "Get off and get out of my flat." The Metropolitan Police told the BBC there was no cause for police action. So what about questions of character? Would Mr. Johnson answer that?
Does a person's private life...
Don't boo! No. Don't boo the great man.
When he answers this question, I will move on.
No.
Does a person's private life have any bearing on their ability to discharge the office of Prime Minister?
Well, look, I've tried to give my answer pretty exhaustively.
On Brexit, he said he was determined to take the UK out of the EU by October the 31st.
What I said was that leaving on October the 31st my words were eminently feasible, which was taken to mean that I wasn't 100% determined to do it. Eminently feasible means it's not only that we are going to do it, but it's possible.
Up next, the Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt. He campaigned to remain during the referendum. Now he wants to lead a pro-Brexit party. So could he be trusted to deliver?
If we got to the 31st of October, and the EU have not shown any willingness to negotiate a better deal that can get through the House of Commons, that's not going to trap us in the customs union, then my judgment is that weighing those difficult options up, the political risk of no Brexit is far worse than the economic risk of no deal.
And what about his character? Did he have the charisma and steel to be a Prime Minister?
Some people would say he's too nice.
I think it's possible to be very polite and very tough. And I think my track record shows, some very difficult industrial disputes that I had at the Department of Health. The advantage of the politeness is that people will talk to you, but by golly, I hope they don't underestimate you, because I'm going to get that deal.
There will be 15 more of these hustings before Conservative members choose our next Prime Minister. Plenty of time for more questions.